So, spousal maintenance in Minnesota is a bit of a wild west. It's a highly litigious issue because it depends on the facts and circumstances that pertain to your particular family. Some factors that the court must consider when awarding spousal maintenance is the duration of your marriage. It is what is the standard of living in the marriage? So, what is your family budget? It's what does each spouse earn and can they meet their budget on their individual income. All of that is very nebulous and it really depends on the family. And so when one party says, oh, I'm going to get spousal maintenance, that's not always the case. And in some cases, spousal maintenance is certainly awarded. But again, it depends on the facts and circumstances of that particular family. Other states use like a calculation, and Minnesota does not. Overall, we are seeing lower awards of spousal maintenance and for shorter durations of time. So, spousal maintenance in Minnesota can either be a permanent award, which permanent just means until the next order of the court, or it can be temporary, which means for a specifically defined period of time. Generally, permanent awards are awarded to parties where they kind of have a traditional marriage model where one parent stays at home for long periods of time and the other parent has been working for a long period of time and they've been married for over 20 years. Most parties now, both parents are working or at least have some work experience in their background that would impede their ability to kind of ask for that permanent award of maintenance. As well, with more females on the bench, the expectation that women work is just higher now, and therefore that kind of traditional model of a permanent award of spousal maintenance is asked for less and awarded less. And there's a few challenges with spousal maintenance. One, because it is so fact specific. So parents tend to come in, or parties tend to come into my office and have a preconceived notion of what spousal maintenance should be, what it should look like. Maybe their brother or cousin was awarded, X number of dollars. But that is that person's facts and circumstances. Their family situation is going to be different. And therefore, the court is going to look at the facts that only pertain to their family and really no one else's family. And so really adjusting that expectation and then sussing out kind of what factors pertain to you that would best support your request for spousal maintenance. If you can meet your budget, then you're probably not going to be a good candidate for spousal maintenance. However, if there's like a huge disparity of your incomes, even on a short-term marriage, it is something that we should discuss and look at. The best advice I can give for parties seeking spousal maintenance is to really hone in on your budget. What are your reasonable living expenses? The court is going to expect you to present that evidence. That can be very detailed evidence because there are a lot of expenditures that parties don't consider. You pay for car insurance twice a year. Well, that should really be divided up into a monthly expense. Or haircuts, dry cleaning, things that you only do, a few times a year. And not so regularly need to be factored into that budget. And so really like sitting down with your bank account and looking at where the money is going to be the most important. Conversely, that can be very hard for people too if they, for whatever reason, aren't really paying attention to their finances or really haven't needed to pay attention to their finances in the past. When I have clients approach me and ask if they could receive spousal maintenance after being out of the workforce for years raising their family, the lawyer answer is it depends. It really depends on that person's work history, if there is any, their age, and what they're capable of earning. There is an expectation that a party can go out and work if they're able-bodied and capable to do so. And so we would need to explore kind of what job options are available. If there aren't any, and we've kind of done that work to figure out what that person's abilities are, and let's say there's still children that need to be raised, or let's say they are really starting from scratch and need to just go back to school, all of those factors are going to be considered by the court when determining a person's candidacy for spousal maintenance.